Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida, and today we're doing a quick overview of TORO's new 60-volt inverter. Hopefully this video will give you the information you need to find out if this is something you should purchase if you already have TORO 60-volt products. But for someone like me who lives out in Florida and we've got hurricanes and power outages, I really appreciate having a low-cost bare tool like this that lets me use my batteries for something other than lawn care. Obviously, it will depend on the device and the battery you use to charge this inverter, but it does say powering up to 29 phone charges, 5 laptops, 42-inch TV for 11 hours. You're not going to be able to run off-grid, but what this will do is power phones, maybe a few creature comforts like fans. Also seeing if this can run your internet, I could see that being very helpful in a power outage. One 120-volt plug, it has a USB-A plug and a USB Type-C plug. These obviously will be for your smaller electronics and then your larger things that you plug into the wall. As far as all the specifications, I will list them at the end of this video on screen. How many watts this handles, how long it runs for, all the specifications that you need, they'll be on screen at the very end. But it's relatively simple. This whole thing is the inverter. You can see here you've got some vents. The battery slides in here. This is the battery release tab. More venting on top, your plugs on this side, and on the front, your button to turn it on or off. So we'll take our battery. This is a 7.5 amp hour. This is one of their largest. They're soon coming out with a 10 amp hour, so it is not their largest. But you can see it clicks down in there and seats. They've made it so the bottom sits flush with the battery, so you don't have to worry about tipping if you use a very large or even a very small battery. It's set up to balance nicely. So now that it's plugged in, you can just turn it on. This symbol does light up. You cannot see it in this light, but here's a picture of what it looks like lit up in a little bit darker area. And then from there, you just plug your items in. So this charger is not silent. Since it does have a fan for cooling, you will hear that. That could be a good or a bad thing, depending on, if you like to sleep with some white noise or if you like complete silence. We've got air coming in this side and out of the top. That fan kicks on and off automatically depending on if it senses a load. And then for something a little bit more intensive, we'll turn this fan on high and plug that right in. So now we're indoors. The lighting is a little bit worse, I apologize, but we have our modem, we have our router. They are plugged into this surge protector, which is plugged into the inverter. So we're going to turn the inverter on. We can see lights on our modem. We can see lights on our router. And we do look like we're going through the boot up process, so it looks like this works. One thing I will caution you, do not use a surge protector with something like this unless you know for a fact the draw and the wattage that the devices you're plugging in will take. If you overloaded this, it's going to be very easy for an inverter this small to get potentially damaged. The only reason I used this is because I know I'm only going to use it for a modem and a router, which are fairly low draw devices. Hopefully this gives you a rough idea if this is worth it for you to have. If you've already invested in the batteries, I think it is, just for the peace of mind that at least you're going to be able to run a couple things if the power's out. You can still run the internet and communicate with your family, that type of thing. If you've got any other questions, please read the description. All the information I have on this will be there as well. I'm excited that TORO is coming out with more 60-volt products. It shows they're dedicated to that lineup. For me, it shows the promise of maybe some more powerful inverters or even some power stations to come. As a commercial user who has quite a few of these larger batteries, being able to use them to also power certain other aspects of my life other than just lawn care stuff, that means a lot to me. So I like that they're coming out with these new kind of things. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you have any other questions, they'll be answered in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.